We're in this theater where you have been performing an extraordinary play.
Thank you.
A one-woman show in English. This is your first.
This is my first.
You talk about a subject which in Mexico people don't like to talk about many times, and most people don't understand, which is the level of violence against women. And we could take Ciudad Juarez as an example where many more than 3,000 women have disappeared.
Yes.
And you touch on it very directly and with a lot of emotion.
I am passionate about it, not only because I'm an actor, but this subject, it's so hurtful for every single Mexican, for women, because feminicide is not only in Mexico, as you well know, it's everywhere. And they don't just kill women or rape women. They are ripping them apart. Like literally, it's just terrible. There's no word on, like the country, we don't kill men like that.
What would you like this play to do?
Bring awareness, probably, so they're not forgotten. They're still missing, these women. And for Americans to know what's going on. So I'm just hoping, as well as the characters, they say, well, if somebody sees this, who might know where my daughter is, probably, we don't know, but probably somebody from the audience there can do something. I want to go to El Paso, I want to go to Juarez now because I feel so close to this, and I feel ashamed as a Mexican of not knowing. I knew about las desaparecidas, just like in the play, but I didn't know that, the things they do. That men wear nipples of women around their necks as dog tags. So it's like it's a nightmare, and nobody knows about it.
You live in Los Angeles. You've been living in the United States for many years now. In a way, and there's a line in your play, and I don't know if you can kind of tell me it off your memory, because I know you say it, about what it is like to live in two worlds.
Yes, it says that when you live in a border city, both sister cities are your home. Your feet are planted in two places at once. And the people in this side of the country, they know you better than anybody else in the entire world, because the others are pretending that you don't exist, like you don't matter, like a bridge or a wall is enough to say you're here or you're there. But when you live in a border city, you're everywhere. That's part of the things that we say, and we talk about El Paso and El Paso and Juarez. It's that 10-minute drive, like literally, and it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference, a child born here and a child born on the other side of the border.
So you now that are living on this side of the border, do you have any fears, like what happened in El Paso? Does that strike you directly?
Well, it strikes me directly because I'm a human being, and I think I am sensitive to all those things. So yes, it does. And I don't think it's getting any better, because with this president, it's just not getting any better. I think he is triggering violence in so many ways. So I'm not losing the hope, but I'm getting there.
The shooter, and I don't ever say his name, in what he wrote said essentially he was going to hunt Latinos, going to hunt Mexicans.
Yes.
Could have been you, could have been me.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, of course, see, the only thing that I know is that I'm in the United States, in America, very happy for that. They opened the arms for me to get a better life. That's why I'm here. Because unfortunately, we shouldn't be getting out of our countries in the first place, right? We should have the same opportunities in our own countries. Unfortunately, in Mexico, that doesn't happen. So I came here to get a better life, to have a better career, whatever. And I work a lot, as well as you do, and as well as all the people that I know, because I talk to all the Latinos. And as an actress, I can tell I feel stereotyped all the time, and we have to break with that. We also, as actors, actresses, we need to stop being the stereotype. I read a lot of scripts for Latinos parts and this and that, and you're still doing, you know, the prostitute, the maid.
And yet here we are 60 million strong in
I
this
know.
country, being mostly born in the United States.
Yes.
And participating in this economy, society, in every way, and yet there is still that stereotype.
There is still that, but it's changing, and I have hope that with people like you, like me, with all the people working out there, you know, they're amazing architects, they're amazing, you know, people, doctors everywhere, Latinos and politicians that are really good, that they really can change things, and I want to help. They're here to work, so yes, I'm afraid that ICE can come and just, you know, deport everybody and separate families, which is what's really scary.
There is hate. It just seems like, for whatever reasons, and there's a lot of reasons, it's like we're sensing like an increase in hate, in lack of respect. In it's not that you're different than me, let's learn about our differences. It's more like, you're different than me, you shouldn't even exist.
Exactly. Like, no, worse than a dog. They treat dogs better. Because they, as I say in the play, they're trying to pretend like you don't exist, like you don't matter.
Kate, you just wrapped up the La Reina del Sur on Telemundo, which broke all barriers once again.
I know.
9 years later.
Regardless of language.
Regardless of language.
Yes.
So like something like 15.5 million or 13.5 million people watched the finale.
The finale.
How is that, how do you feel about being, you know, the #1 star in the United States, regardless of language, and yet some people may not know you?
No, they don't. Well, you know, that happens.
You did it, I think, 9 months in 8 countries, the shooting?
Yes, we went to Russia, we went to Italy, we went to Romania, we went to Spain, Colombia, Mexico, the United States.
You, however, at the time, could not go back to Mexico.
You're right. I was the only one who couldn't go back to Mexico, so I had a double there, and I shot in Colombia.
You had that couple of year period there where really, literally, you were fearing for your life.
Yes, I was, and unfortunately not because of the mafia necessarily, or of the narcos, you know, any cartel. It was pretty much because of the Mexican government, because they attacked me and they did illegal things against me. So that was really scary, because then you know that there's nothing you can do, and you're in their hands, because they can destroy you or plant anything, you know, and make you look whatever they want you to look.
It's tragically ironic that when you, along with Sean Penn and a producer, went to see El Chapo, and then shortly after that he was detained, that the Mexican government then publicly singles you out as the only culprit for them finding El Chapo.
Can you imagine how much danger they put me in?
No, I can't. It's
me and my
unbelievable.
family. It's like, who can ever say that? And even if we did, how would they? Which I didn't. I didn't know anything about it, you know. So it was horrible. I don't even want to remember the feeling, because it's not comparable to anything else I've lived, and not because of me. I really honest with you, I didn't fear for me. I feared for my family, because I was in the United States, but my family was right there.
Again, talking about issues of how women are treated differently, and in this case, of course, in your play, horribly. But you were singled out. You were the only woman.
Yes.
And you had this big shot actor who then wrote an article about it and essentially kind of said, you know, I didn't do it. Why were you singled out?
Because I'm a woman. Because they wanted the thing, you know, it was easy for them, because they were covering so many other things that were really important in Mexico. A lot of killing, a lot of things that were going on. And for them it was, you know, the Hollywood actor, the actress, the cartel, it was so juicy. See, if I was a man and I did the same thing, nothing would have happened. They even said that I had sex with El Chapo, that I was pregnant, that I would. Oh my God, it was so horrible, and they never said anything about the other. Actually, they charged me and not them. They had nothing happened with them, and we committed the same crime, right? So
and
yes.
You're convinced that they were the ones that actually gave that information.
Oh, absolutely. But now it's known. They said it out loud that he helped, So I don't know if he had a GPS or something, but he put my life in risk. He didn't cover me or help me or tell me or something. So he used me as a bait. And that was really stupid. I was naive. I was, what can I say? Stupid.
For so many years of fear, uncertainty, and feeling that something could happen to you or your family at any time, you got a message.
I did, sorry. So his lawyers called my lawyers, and that's the only way we can communicate, right? And he said, Ms. Castillo, I just wanted to tell you that from Mr. Guzman, that there's nothing wrong from the cartel or from his family towards your family or your persona. I called my parents. It's like everything is fine, and it was pretty emotional.
You're suing the Mexican government.
I am, yes.
$60 million?
Also, I want them to at least to say I'm sorry publicly.
I'm very grateful for your time, Kate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Gracias.
Happy.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.